Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Who's It Anime with your host Steve and Colin, coming to you live from the houses of Steve and Colin. Not the same house.
No,
I, I mean,
contrary to popular belief. I don't know. Is that a thing?
it might be. Depends. Only our
We're actually
viewers will
just
know.
in two different rooms
Yeah,
in the same place.
it's not the first time that's happened.
Probably not. No.
No.
Uh, no, that's probably not the first time that's happened.
Hmm. I think it did happen one time when we did was it the Mario Party? Might be Mario Party. Must have been Mario Party. Like thing where we had uh, one of our viewers was in the other room.
Oh yeah,
I think Mark was on
that's right.
watching it in the other room.
I forgot about that. Jeez,
Yeah, they come in
that's
eventually, I think.
I can't. I remember so little of that.
Well, you played all 10, oh,
Oh, oh yeah.
nine, nine Mario
Te-
parties.
yeah, it wasn't 10 at that point, was it? Because we
Cause
got back together the year after to play the 10th one.
yeah, which came out in Switch, yeah. Because Switch was
No,
just released.
no, the Wii U it came out on.
No, we played that one then.
No, I think we've had this argument before.
I'm sure we did,
You might be you might be right. I need to
because
check.
the Switch was out, because our producer at the time was playing Zelda.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I keep thinking the Mario Party is on the Switch is number 10, but it's got
It
rebooted to
was
Super
out.
Mario Bros.
It was out. I just don't remember. The time I remember playing it was us getting back together to play it again, maybe another time.
I think that's because we thought it was the most fun one because it's short enough,
Yeah, I
and
just remember like
you
continually being bounced back a few spaces for like a good 20 minutes over and over and over.
because you kept rolling in the same
Just
number,
rolling the
the,
same vague numbers. It's like,
the same. We were rolling the same number as the amount of spaces you went back.
it was so shit and
It's,
annoying. Went on
um,
far too long.
it
Far
was
too
it's
long.
funny because you were getting chased by Bowser a while.
No, it not Bowser that was doing the pushing, and I was getting chased by someone else. I was no, you're right. I was being chased by Bowser. Who was it was doing the pushing?
I think you just landed on a thing that went. It says go back 3 spaces
I think you must be right.
because
Man,
I think Oz was playing on as Bowser.
uh, what a wild game.
It was. That's why we played it twice. Even though we endured 40 hours of Mario Party. 40
Yeah,
hours,
it's a
Steve.
lot of
Well, actually, that was a lie. It was 40 hours of Mario Party because
yeah. We ran out about midnight of the second night,
yeah,
and then I think we played Fallout 3,
because
Athens 2000.
these are all terrible games to like.
Oh,
And
Athens 2000 was great fun.
it was alright. Um,
Love an Olympics game.
tried to play Skyrim, I think.
Shit.
Well, I tried to play Skyrim while you guys were like trying to stay
No.
awake because you had no more concentration. And I was like, ah, we're going to play someone else.
One of my prevailing memories of that whole endeavor was because we sourced the official carts and stuff like that, that we got the Japanese one
Hmm. I have
and
a
and
Japanese
then got
instance.
yeah, got Japanese N64, got to the open menu of Mario Party 3 and it was like, okay, now what? No one knows what menu options to push or do anything. And then I think like maybe within the first five mini games we played, one of them was a quiz in Japanese.
Yeah, we didn't win that quiz.
No, no. I feel like that was honestly just to the luck of the draw. That's
Yeah,
good times.
and
Good times.
start of that. I didn't play the first one.
Did you not?
No, I had a test in the morning at college. That's right. I was doing college. I was doing a Cisco exam.
Was that morning?
That was the morning.
So it was. Jesus Christ.
And that was it. That was I want to say 6 years ago. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
about 6 years ago on Mario Day.
Yep. March 10th. I do.
Unintentionally.
Yeah, unintentionally. God, how did we even do that? I remember. I remember. I remember going through weeks of pre-testing, having to upgrade your broadband, them telling us that the broadband wouldn't be upgraded in time.
But
So I was
did.
making contingency to like spit out our content at lower bit rate to try and avoid getting
Mm,
capped. And
yeah.
then your new internet coming in 3 days before, and it was like, well, let's just do this. And
Hmm.
then your router going through an update first thing in the morning at like 2 minutes to start time and blitzing the entire system.
Yeah. And then you're unable to capture the
Oh,
N64
yep. The
because
N64 capture card gave up.
yeah, it was like, yep, nah, I'm not doing it now. Worked all this other time, but
Yeah,
not now. And I wasn't about to sort it out, so he ended up sticking a webcam on
we did.
a mic stand.
It worked out.
That was some ghetto ass.
Oh, it was some real ghetto ass shit, but
Yeah. Anyway,
I digress. Yeah, we're
yeah,
here
we
to talk about
digest.
Trigun Stampede.
Yeah, which is an
And we're on
anime, by the
to
way.
it is because
This
this
is a
is who's that anime.
this is an anime podcast.
It's hard to believe sometimes, but it is.
Oh, especially with that intro.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. So, essentially, we're now on to episode 3 of Trigun Stampede. The last episode, ending with some weird insect machine type things bursting into the bar and jumping on some people.
Mhm.
Um, and
Oh,
one of those
jumping.
people being Joseph, the
Hmm.
big machine man type thing,
Hmm. Yep.
son of Nebraska.
Hmm.
Uh, and it seemed like it was going to explode, and it was. And he ran out of the bar, and the last thing we saw was just a huge explosion.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was the last thing.
Yeah. So now this one, which is episode 3, is called "Bright Light Shine Through the Darkness."
Oh, Green Lantern Corps.
Uh, Starlight, Starbright. Uh, but yeah, this is essentially directly after that initial attack, and all of a sudden, more of these things are bursting through and grabbing onto everyone.
Yeah, they were like running out, and it's like get out of town, and then they grab onto people, and then Roberto, is it?
Yep,
He goes, "Oh, this is the work of E.G. Bomber," because
yep.
he's
Or
a
was it Edward something Hamilton?
something like that, yeah. And his autograph is Easy Bomber or something, but
Yeah, but he wanted it to be better, so he
yeah,
called the EG bomber.
yeah. But
He is also apparently notorious for not just liking bombs, liking killing people. It's his whole thing. Is
mhm,
he gets some sort of enjoyment out of murder.
yeah,
It's a bold start.
and he's watching everyone. That's it. As it
Yeah. Oh
happens.
yeah. That's of course because Roberto explains is like he probably he's getting some sort of kind of sick enjoyment out of all this. Then they're like, ooh, he's probably watching from somewhere high up.
Oh well, he's
Uh,
probably watching this, and then he's like, "Oh well, you need to be high up to see it all happening."
yep,
And then Vash looks up on top of some rock or something,
yep,
and he goes, "What's that?" Shadowy figure shoots a bullet.
yep. Fuck
And
that guy.
yeah, And
Although I did notice he misses, right? Uh,
yeah,
I'm assuming that's on purpose because he never wanted to hurt someone. He just
not
wanted him to come down, basically.
yeah, he certainly doesn't want to hurt. He has a poor tendency of not killing people.
Yeah.
That you might want to kill. So yeah, he kind of laughs and goes, "Wah!" and jumps down and goes, "Ah, I'm here." And then
Oh wait, is this before? I think that's after. I think we've skipped the part where like one of the guards in the town, like his little cube thing monster goes red, and he
yeah,
goes, "Uh oh, uh, watch out the way," and just runs away. And he goes, "Promise me you'll save the town," and then blows up.
yeah, big fire explosion right in front of everyone.
Yeah, in front of everyone, and they're like, "Oh, this is less good." And then I think Roberto's turns red, and I think Tony's or whatever his name is, the kid, I think his turns red as well.
Yeah, they happen after E.G. Balmer comes
Oh, they do.
appears
Okay.
and goes, "Ah, I'm not E.G. Balmer anymore. The man you knew as E.G. Balmer is not me." Because they run outside, I think, to get him.
Yeah, he slides out to like the outskirts of the town.
Yeah, and then they go, "Whoa, there's mines here." And it's like, "Yeah, there is."
To be clear though, the reason they say mines too is because someone has just blown up. Someone who was there just disappeared.
Yeah,
It's like mines too. God damn it.
yeah. And then the E.G. Balmer explains to them that that was my old name. I have now become E.G. the Mime, and then gets into a weird construction.
Yeah, like a Robot Wars type spinning set
Yeah,
of teeth.
yeah, he's inside that in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah. And then and of course he starts, bolting away in this thing, and they're like, "Oh, he's going to get the plant." And then we see that he has like some sort of heads-up display inside this thing, basically like a video game that's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
arrow, up the
yeah,
stairs now."
like Road Avenger.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Dead Space. I know it's not arrows, but like when you push the button and the little line that just shows you exactly where to go appears.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. Oh, I think Road Rush. It's funny that because he asked like, "Oh, I hear you got a treasure. Can you just show me where it is?" And they're like, "Nope." And he doesn't even need to know because he's got a fucking
Nah,
heads-up display.
he has a thing that will point him directly to it.
Yeah,
So, whatever.
he zooms up there and runs after him. And then I think Meryl goes, "Oh wait, Vash, are you all right?" And
Completely
then
ignores her.
yeah, and then Roberto's like, "Ah, so you've been swept. He's got that name after all, the typhoon." And Meryl goes, "What? He's been swept
Yeah,
away by him." And, and then he goes, "Oh, got to stay away from me unless you're into like committing suicide." And
yeah.
then she says, "It's not suicide if you blow up."
She's like, "Oh, hang on a minute. That's given me an idea.
Yeah,
What is it, guys? Unless suicide by old drunk man is like a sounds like a good plan to you. I'd stay away."
yeah, that's not suicide.
Yeah, yeah. So he obviously is now racing up the staircase right the way up to where the plant is kept, and has clutched it in the jaws of his giant teeth wheel machine.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh,
and
Vash isn't wanting any of it. He's like,
uh,
although to be fair, he's like, "You got the plant. Uh, tell us how to, undo the mines, the bombs."
oh, he's
It's
holding
like,
onto his cage at this point with a gun
oh
pointed to
yeah,
his
for
head.
dear life as well,
Yeah,
quite clearly, because
yeah.
he's just speeding through. But this is the point where he says like the line. He's like, "Come on, you've got what you want. Uh, tell us how to stop the bombs."
Mhm,
And he's like, "I'm not, killing for a chance to steal.
mhm.
I'm stealing for a chance to kill." It's
Yeah.
like, I don't care. And of course, after Vash hears that, he just is like, "Well, I'm gonna put my gun against this guy's head and threaten him a bit, I guess."
Yeah, and he got spooked by that because he didn't know
Oh
Vash.
yeah. Well, it, like
Uh,
zooms in on his throat, and you can kind of see his Adam's apple kind of like swallowing hard as he's like, oh, I don't really know what to do with this.
yeah, and then he basically mistimes his almost free fall down the hill, as it
Yup.
were, and crashes, and the plant's lying on the side of the wheels, and he breaks free, picks up Vash's gun,
Yup.
says something to Vash about, "Oh, I'm going to like put you out of your misery,"
Yep.
and
Oh, he says, what is it? What is it? They look at Vash the Stampede. You're more like Vash the Puddle, or something like that.
something
Or
like
I'm
that.
gonna make you Vash the Puddle. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, okay.
that's a string of words.
That's a thing you could say,
Yeah,
I guess.
and then Roberto appears, and I think he just kind of latches onto them. Oh no,
Yeah. Well,
no, I
she
think he throws a
he
punch.
does he not grab him by the waist? Like he runs in and like tackles him, and Meryl uh flashes the camera to like blind him.
Yeah, and then they both kind of hang on to him, and he goes, "Well, you don't want to die, do you?" And
I'll blow you up.
yeah, we're not letting go. We'll take you with us.
I
So
like
that's
I like the fact the immediate is just like, do it,
yeah, yeah,
see what happens.
yeah. So anyway, and then Vash kind of grabs onto him a while, and he finally gives up and tells him how to deactivate the bombs with
Yep,
a red button on the back,
yep,
because they're about to explode. So they press it, and he's like, "Yes, I've done it!" And then they capture him. Uh, and in the meantime, there was a cutscene out to the desert where one of the officers who survived the town goes to like a cloaked figure walking the desert, going, "Hey, you can't, don't go there. There's bombs." And
yep.
he's just kind of like, "Nope, I'm good."
I'm just gonna keep walking, thanks.
Yeah.
We to not to like spoil anything, but we never do find out the fate of that character.
No,
Presumably, it's not a pleasant one.
no, no. The cloaked man isn't very nice. It seems.
Yes.
So
I think this is where they've got EG the mine tied up,
mhm,
and Nebraska pulls up full on rocket launcher,
yeah.
pointed straight at him, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
And then Rash is like, "No, don't do that." And then once again, it's the story of whose side are you on anyway.
Yep.
Uh,
To be fair to Nebraska at this point, he's like, "Well, this guy killed my son,
mhm.
so I'm gonna fire this rocket launcher at him." Okay. And he's like, "No, don't do that." It's like, but I really want to.
Yeah, vengeance isn't the key, dude. No, vengeance is not
No,
an answer.
no, I get it though.
Yeah,
But yeah, he gets in the way, and where's the? Oh, is this the? This is where we start to hear the piano, right?
yeah. Starts with the piano, and then Vash kind of gets freaked out and looks up, and things are on fire up in
Yep.
the top corner. I still don't really know why they're on fire up there. Uh, and he goes, "Oh shit, he's here."
Yep.
And then EG the mine goes, "Ah, he's here!" Starts running away, and then Nebraska shoots the rocket, and he dodges and goes, "Ah, was that meant to hit me?" type thing. Fuck you, and then runs up the stairs, and
And Vash is like, "Everybody, leave now, leave.
yeah,
Bad things are about to happen. Please get out."
yeah. And Roberto's like, "Didn't you hear the man? Let's go."
Run! Come on, newbie, run!
Yeah. Uh,
Of course, Rosa is like, "Well, the plant's still there, though. I should
yeah,
probably stay." You're like, "Oh, that seems like a dumb idea."
yeah. It seems like you shouldn't be doing this, Rosa. But she was in two minds.
Yeah,
So yeah, Vash runs up the stairs, and
he's following EG the mine, uh,
yeah,
who has followed the sound of the piano music into, I think, some sort of saloon or bar.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's like, "Ah, you're here, amazing!" And then the door's shut, and like a blood explosion happens, and his
Yeah.
arms just appear dangling on the end of the saloon doors.
Yeah, the proper flappy cylinders. I don't know what you call them. Stable
I think just
doors?
saloon doors.
Yeah. Anyway,
So to follow up on this from previous conversation, I had watched this the first episode with my son, and then after watching the second episode, I was like, okay, like it's getting a bit darker, but I think we could still be okay. And then it got to this episode where the guy was running away and like he explodes and a little bit of blood flies onto Vash's face and he kind of cleans himself up and you're like, okay, no, it's still not too bad. Like I think we're all right. And then I got to this point, it was like, oh my god, this took a real turn, real fast.
you did this.
You
You did
cannot
message
watch
me.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I messaged you. I messaged you immediately after finishing watching this, going, well, this took a turn.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were meaning by that, but now I understand. It's all
Oh,
about the fact that
good
your
lord.
son was watching it.
Oh yeah, like he cannot watch that. Like
Not
I
yet.
felt uncomfortable watching a lot of this episode. So
Eh,
yeah.
like grim, yeah.
But yeah,
So
he's his arms are on the door now.
mhm,
Uh and it kind of enters the saloon and he's playing the piano.
mhm.
And he's like, "Ah, your power is immense," as his blood is like flying out from his arms, or what's
Yeah,
left of them.
classic
And he
blood
just like,
spray.
yeah, like proper like blood fountain level.
Yeah.
And then he
Oh,
just goes, ugh, falls to the ground. You're like, huh, okay, I guess he's dead then.
yeah. Yeah. And then Vash comes in and basically goes, "Oh, Knives, you're here," type thing. And they
Yep.
have a conversation. I see you haven't changed. And he's like, I see you haven't changed, type thing. And then Vash,
He
was it?
pulls his gun on him,
Yeah,
uh, and I think the conversation basically is Vash saying, "You can't do this. You're gonna kill everyone if you take that plant."
yeah,
And he's like, "But it's mine.
mhm,
I haven't changed, so it's coming with me."
yeah,
And then he touches the end of his gun,
mhm,
and it starts to like disintegrate, but not like fall to pieces. It just starts to like someone had smudged it, like was pulling it
mhm.
apart, like like molecule by molecule into the air.
Yeah. And Vash kind of goes into like a. Cause he says, you, strange, what was it? Is that, he says something along
He
the lines
says,
like,
"I see you can't control something. I
Gate.
didn't. Your gate."
Yeah, I see
And he
you
gets
haven't
kind
control
of
you could get.
yeah, and he gets knocked back into like being a child again.
Yeah, but
And
that's because I think Ice basically says, "Oh, I see you haven't changed. You still remind me of being that kid," type thing,
yeah,
and knocks him
yeah,
into the presence. And then he kind of walks out and goes, "Ah, see you later, Vash," because you haven't changed
yeah.
yet. And then Nebraska catches up with him. Goes, "Hey, are you the boss of that maniac? Take this!" And launches another bazooka at him, and it
It
explodes.
it's so fucking baller as well. It's
Yeah,
just like it hits him square on as well.
yeah. And then they do the whole, "Oh, where did he go?" type motion. Is he up the
Yep.
stairs? Or are you down the stairs? What's going on?
Oh, it's so good.
And he's got his pistol out at this point. And then,
It's so good and it's so tense.
and then, I don't know.
That's it's amazing.
Uh, and the explosion wakes Vash up from his weird dream.
Yep.
And he goes, "Nebraska, don't!"
And you can
And
see the kind of metal knives tentacle
Yeah.
behind him, and he's like, "Oh God."
Yeah. And then Vraska loses his arm,
Yep.
both arms.
No, just one arm and his gun.
Yeah, just one arm is gone.
And then he takes a like that's a really blood curdling scream that vocal performance gives when he loses his arm, and
Uh-huh.
then barrels down the staircase like boom, boom, boom.
I mean,
Uh, it's great. It's
it's
so well done.
full of shock, man.
Yeah, like I will say like the dub performance is amazing. Like I'm really enjoying it.
It seems good. Seems pretty good, from what I recall. And now then continues walking on
Yep,
up the stairs. Meets Rosa, who's like, "Don't you
and
go
two
at me?"
others.
Yeah, and her hench ladies.
Yep,
And she says, "Don't you go any further." And then he snatches one of the hench ladies, pulls them towards
well
him.
they light him up first. They're like, "We're gonna fuck you up," and they all open fire with submachine guns as he just kind of walks through it, not caring.
Yeah, he's blocking it all somehow. And then takes one of them,
Oh yeah,
and Rosa tries to save her, and then the tentacles just kind of rip her in half, in whole.
it's it's that whole sequence is really dark. Yeah, like one gets pulled into the mist and just like comes back as an explosion of blood, and
Yeah,
then yeah, like the second one, it's like she's like begging for her life.
yeah. No, no, don't.
It's pretty dark.
And then he leaves Rosa alone for some reason.
He does. I had wondered if it was because she was pregnant or that she wasn't perceived a threat anymore. But it's difficult to tell, or if it's just because the story.
Oh, yeah, maybe because of the story slash he was just kind of like, oh well, yeah, you're yeah, you're not going to bother me anymore type thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't want to give him any credit for being a nice person, even so. It
Bastards.
probably didn't bother him that she was pregnant.
No,
Probably not that much.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I think it also then cuts away to Meryl and Roberto climbing the cliff for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why they're climbing the cliff now.
Yeah, so I assumed it was because there was damage done to the perimeter, and they were having to get right down to the bottom.
Mm, yeah, maybe.
Because I think Genora Rock is like built up like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I guess it's just not made super clear as to why they feel the need
climb down.
to do it that way. But yeah, they're
Yeah,
climbing down and they
mm,
come across Tony's, the little boy.
yeah. He's hiding because says his mom someone died. So and Meryl, oh, she's still there. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh shit. So then,
As she looks up and sees like, oh yeah, that seems bad. There's like a cloud of dust and debris and death up there. Yeah, doesn't
yeah,
seem good.
yeah. Um, and then so then Knives goes in. Oh, that's right. We forgot about the big giant robot and the doctor and the girl.
Do they turn up at this point? I think they
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
It's
That
just before he cuts the hole in the plant chamber.
I think it was. Is this the reason he didn't kill Rosa?
Maybe it was. Yeah, maybe you're right. Actually, it was
Or no?
Doctor Robot and Little Girl.
Yeah, I think the little girl controls the robot. Um,
Ah, okay.
but I think they. I just like literally watched it like less than an hour ago.
Me too.
I don't remember shit. They they appear, and I think it's for the shoot up knives because the doctor says, "Don't we want to do that, girls? Don't do that."
Yeah,
And then they
you're
did,
right.
and then they died, and it's like, ah, okay, kind of told you not to.
Yeah, I did warn you.
Yeah,
He's a bit of a bastard.
yeah, a bit of a bastard. He's a bit of a bastard, old man.
But
Uh,
yeah, you're right. Like they kind of it's like this kind of like big gorilla like motion on the robot as it like runs using its fists up through the kind of side of Genora Rock, and yeah, it's got this doctor who's like dude in a trench coat with steampunk goggles and an explorer's hat,
yeah,
and then this little girl who's just holding his hand.
yeah. Was and they get told to go and collect the plant that the bomb EG bomber got, or EG mine.
Yes, which is the one that's now downstairs on the outskirts. So,
Hmm.
however, it seems that Knives also wants the one that was struggling, the
Yeah,
plant that was dying.
the red one. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, they go away to collect the the plant downstairs, and
mm,
at this point, Vash is now with them or with
yeah.
Knives.
Uh,
I think because I think the argument they have leads up to him cutting into the thing.
yeah. I think he kind of just has his tentacles. He loses his coat, cloak, and you see his half naked body,
Yep.
and then he kind of leaps into the air, and the cloak reappears, but he still has his tentacles and
Yeah. He cuts the
cuts
hole out of the
out the
chamber,
building.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and builds it up, and then Vash appears and goes, "Don't do this, knives! Stop it! Don't!"
yeah,
And this says, "Oh, Vash, you haven't changed at all," type thing. And
yeah.
and then "No, don't destroy the town. You're going to destroy the town." It's like, ah, but they're nothing.
I don't care. I can't like in a little bit of a monologue in a couple of seconds. I'm going to tell you how little I care about all life on this planet.
Yeah,
So
mm.
yeah, I'm not that fussed really. And
I think he
yeah,
first.
but Vash takes a shot at him, doesn't he?
I think so. He's actually pulled the gun out of me. Yeah, he's taking a couple of shots at him.
Because
But
he
he's
shoots and it hits one of the tentacles, and you see
yeah,
the bullet slide off of it.
yeah, and then he reloads because he must shoot a couple
Ah,
times.
the
He
reload
reloads.
is so cool as well.
He got like 10 bullets in there or something.
Yep, in like under a second.
Yeah, so
It's very cool.
single bullets.
Yep, very
And then
awesome.
yeah, so he shoots knives, and knives is like, "You pull a gun on me," type thing. It's like you got to choose a side, Bash.
Yep,
Still,
one of these days.
one of these days you're gonna have to choose a side. So I don't know if he's made that point there. But anyway, yeah. So did he cut up the big giant rock on top of the hill?
So at this point, he's got the plant.
Mhm,
Vash has realized that he's not going to be able to stop him,
mhm.
and he like starts to the knives just appear like in this huge sphere above
Oh
everything,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and and Vash is like, "Oh God, please don't do that." And then I think he like picks up Rosa and he's like, "We have to go now,"
Yeah.
and they start running. And there's a
Mhm,
little bit of a this is the kind of the monologue where he goes like years ago the it rained fire from the sky to the planet,
mhm.
and he goes, and I want to see it like wiped clean, essentially. And he's like, oh, okay, so you just want them
Yeah.
all to die. You're like
Yeah.
kind of
Very
an equal
much.
opportunities bad guy. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. They just all have to go.
Yeah.
Um,
He uses
but
the bad ones until they're no use to him. Like when he was in the bar with E.T. Bomber, did a quote about something about God to E.T. Bomber,
yes,
and
yes, he
I
did.
think he was referring to himself.
He was.
Yeah,
I I think like I'm a total sucker for like just demonstrating power, particularly in anime. It's probably one of the reasons I love like Dragon Ball Z so much because it's pretty much the whole show.
that's
But
the whole point of that show, man. It's
yep,
just
it's the
big
whole thing.
muscly men. They don't probably need to be that muscly to
Yeah,
demonstrate their psycho powers.
but it's sort of like that first episode of Elfin Lied, where she escapes from the facility, and it's just showing you that like kind of raw, unadulterated anger and destruction, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's just it's I think it's a trope in anime that I really love, and particularly I think it's done exceptionally well here.
He's certainly been more menacing than he's ever been in the other
Yeah,
Trigons.
well, the mood of the show shifts entirely, like on his arrival. It
Yeah.
becomes it like it's a little bit tongue in cheek previously. It's a little bit, there's still
Yeah.
stakes and there's still decisions and hardship to be gone through, but not like this. And and yeah, like he sort of like they coalesce around. They I think they like the sphere lands and cuts the top of the rock off
hmm
through these
Yeah.
like spinning knives, and then they just like phase through from one side to the other. The sphere collapses in on itself and pushes out the other sides, and the whole town just falls away in pieces. It's
Yeah.
kind of amazing. It looks
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And at this point, it cuts back to Meryl and Roberto on the cliff, and they're
Yep.
holding on to little Tawny, and fails to save him as he
Yep.
falls.
Yeah, and it's all in silence as well with this music. Like there's no character audio or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, I the second time I watched this, I watched it with headphones on,
Mhm.
and my god, the music is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's just so good, and it's on streaming platforms as well. So like the
Yeah.
whole score is there.
That's why.
I like it's properly fantastic.
That's why we get
Um,
copyright straight if I put the
yeah,
intro on.
like yeah, and I get it. Like I do, because like yeah. But man, there's in fact Millions Knives. The track named after him
Mhm.
is so immensely good, and it sounds like because anime is this is obviously like quite a big budget for an anime, at least to my reckoning. It looks the production value is very high, the writing quality is good, the animation, whether you like it or not, I think is still of a high standard. Um,
Yeah.
and but I think there's still a thing of like, man, they also put money into getting someone to do the score for this as well, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
it's good. It's real good.
I haven't really picked up on music yet. It's not.
Well, that's the thing is because it's the first time I've listened to it with headphones on, and I haven't just been sat in like my living room watching an episode or on the iPad. I wanted to rewatch it, and it was like, oh, it's a different experience with a set of headphones on.
Yeah. I watched it first with the headphones.
So that's good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but
So.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tony's has fallen, and the whole you can see the big robot dude escaping
Mhm.
as the town crumbles, and I do like that the little girl just whispers, "Quickly now."
Yeah. And he gets in
It's like,
there,
okay.
and they get into the car. They came in and drive away.
You can see that both of the plants are in it. I think the red and blue are both
The
in
plants.
the back of that truck. Yeah,
Oh, that might make more sense what that all was about. There was some glows, and I was like, what's the glows? But yeah, it could be that.
I think it's the plants because well, that's the other thing is I did wonder. It's like, holy shit, Millions Knives is pretty quick out of there, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He beat
Yeah.
the robot back.
Mhm. Yeah, I did wonder what happened there. Anyway, so that drives away, and then the, you're left with a desolate town, people in barricades, uh, potentially dead. I don't know. It had Joshua or
Joseph,
Joseph. He was there in the end.
I didn't see him the first time I watched this,
hmm
and then the second time I watched it, I was like, "Who the hell is that guy?" And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Joseph!
Yeah,
He didn't die after all."
that's well, I don't know. Like, He's certainly beaten up and
He
bandaged.
certainly he doesn't look great. And also Nebraska is still
Yeah,
alive.
he's there with beside him. Yeah, and
So
and so Tonus is in Rose's arms,
yeah.
and she's kind of like facing away from Vash because Meryl and Roberto catch up to him and goes, Vash, Vash, yeah, oh God, you're right. That's cool. And then she goes, oh wait a minute, time to not say anything. And then Vash is like, Rosa, I'll get the plant back. Don't worry, don't you worry. And then Rosa's like, you're his brother, and it's like,
You're related. You're blood related to that
"Ah,
monster.
yeah. And it's like, yeah. He can't really say much. And then he goes, I'll get the plant back. It's just, don't even bother. You're not welcome here no more.
I hate her
Human,
response.
human typhoon.
I hate her response. It's so shitty. She's like, if you hadn't come here, this would never have happened. If you hadn't come here, you'd have been dead ages ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of gist of this show, though. Is
Oh yeah.
it's like in the original one, he got this $6 million double dollars bounty on his head because apparently he blew up a town. I can't remember what the town was. Was it Genova Rock?
It may have been.
I think Genova Rock is potentially the place where he blew up because he met Knives there, and Knives showed him that he can turn his arm into a big cannon.
Yeah.
So look at what these guns I made can do. Look, and it's like, what?
Boom.
No. And starts his
Whoops.
hand starts transforming because of the genetic makeup. But will
Yep.
get revealed at some point. And
Presumably.
presumably, I assume they're the same story because that's why they're on about the plants.
Yeah. It's yeah. Because
Yeah.
my memory of it is that basically, and spoiler alert for people who haven't seen either, you can turn this off, but essentially is that not only were the everything powered by plants within the ships and things like that,
Mm.
but they themselves like share something with the plants that make them plants also.
I, I think they are the plants.
Like grown.
Yeah, I think they are because in one of the scenes, in the original scenes, where he's at a place looking at our plant, he
Yes.
goes, See you later, sister," or something like
Yes, that's right.
that.
Because of course, it's not made super clear in any of it, except for he's a plant now.
Yeah, except that I think it came from the plant in the flashback episode,
Yeah,
one of the
I had
episodes
a
where he talked with like one of the plants.
I had a wallpaper of a Trigun wallpaper in uni that was just Vash the Stampede with his gun with a little exclamation bubble that said "I'm a plant."
Mm, yeah, I'm a plant.
Yep, that was
Remember?
the thing I had.
So there you go, all you vegans, man. You're killing the plants
Yep.
and
Boo.
eat meat, but not really. That's just a fucking stupid statement.
But
Because
yeah, that. Well, I was going to say like an article I read the other day that plants apparently are quite intelligent too, so we may have some other issues about deciding what to eat based on intelligence, depending if that's your thing or not.
I'll eat any meat. Serve me some meat, I'll eat it. Plants,
You ever eaten a cricket?
not yet.
I've had a cricket,
Mhm.
a silkworm,
Uh huh.
a cockroach.
Uh huh.
It's fine. They were like dehydrated and stuff. They
Yeah.
tasted like they tasted like nuts.
Oh, hazelnuts.
It was weird.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I don't have any preferences to eating anything.
You don't
Figure,
drink fizzy drinks though.
oh me, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. Gas gives me gas.
Except beer.
Beer gives me gas well a bit, but not
Oh
yeah.
well, yes, but you'll suffer that.
That's the intoxication and the quick
Yeah,
relief from daily life.
the other side effects
It's
of
like,
it.
yeah,
That's fair.
I don't.
But yeah, the town is now completely destroyed. Loads of people are dead. Rosa's now very unhappy with Vash. So he just picks up his bag, dusts it off, and I think, well, originally I thought he was just like getting out of the picture, but I think what is made clear is that he's actually following the tracks from that
Yeah.
the escape vehicle. Uh, and
Mhm.
and Meryl's like, "Hey, where the fuck you going?" He's
Yeah.
like, "East, I guess."
Yeah.
It's like as far east as I can go. Um, and he's smiling, which seems like a weird reaction.
Hmm. But he
He's
says
just like,
that
"Sorry."
he plans that too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say because she's like, "How come you're smiling?" And he's like, "Well, I don't really deserve to cry." Just walks away. You're like, "Wow, that's a really grossly self-deprecating and depressing thought."
No, he's full depressed, Bash man. In the old
Oh,
deaths, in the old one, he was like well depressed that he's got to deal
oh
with his
yeah.
brother.
I think it's just like presumably that is leading to a point where he is going to cry. But it's one of those things where it's like, man, imagine feeling so unworthy of anything that you're like, no, despite the fact feeling incredibly emotional about this, I'm just not going to show any of that. I'm just going to smile instead.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Not a man is got sound reasoning at the moment, as such.
No.
He's
But he
also
is,
off to July, which is the
yeah,
next big
that's
city, because he'll find
which is
knives there.
it's east, that's the furthest city east, isn't it? July,
Yeah,
I think is what he says.
yeah, and,
So,
and you'll find knives there.
yep. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, there's a bit in it that we didn't cover where Roberto's like, "Aha, maybe you'll become a good journalist after all because of your stupid luck."
Yes, that's true. And yeah, probably also true.
Yeah, but yes, that's the end of the episode. They're done. He's got his goals to go along with.
Yep. How do you rate this one, Colin?
It's got blood. It's got gore. It's got a bit of humor. Uh, you get to see how nasty Knives is. You never really saw how nasty Knives was. He just sent his henchmen to kill Vash in the old series, and then
Yeah.
was a bit of a pussy in the last episode. He just got like punched and something. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Vash. Where he's 100% insane in this one.
Yes.
Uh, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. I'm gonna give this one a 10.
Oh, it's
This
starting
is
high.
this is exactly what I wanted from this show.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, like if I'm taking like everything into it, I actually thought the animation stuff was great in this episode too. Um, I think the storytelling is really engaging. The characterizations are awesome. Like they're just fascinating characters. Albeit like relatively simple with like very simple goals in mind. Like
Yeah.
they're still engaging. Um, Knives is like that introduction for a character, like as a meeting other characters is wild. Like
Yeah.
that is a full on full on insane introduction. The Like I said earlier as well, is the music's just amazing. Um, yeah, it's just it's a really, put it this way, I put it on and then it was over before I'd even thought about it. Like and it was like, oh my god, that was like 20 plus minutes, and it's just gone. So I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, what's happening next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think about giving it a 9, but I think like I'd be remiss to give it a 9 from my perspective because I think it had everything I wanted from it, which is like I say, I'm a sucker for like proper power play stuff, and like when you see someone's like potential like that, and just that feeling of hopelessness, particularly from like the kind of protagonist side of things.
Hmm.
Because quite honestly, you're looking at it right now, going, "Well, there's absolutely no way you can even touch him, right? Because he is just a proper murder machine. It seems."
Yeah. I think Vash is going to punch him in the face, and he's just going to go,
Oh,
no, I'm sorry, brother. What have I been thinking?
I think it will be interesting to see how it. I guess that's the thing. Like, I think it's setting up a really great next load of episodes because before, it's just the news of, oh well, there's a guy, he comes to town, and then your town's gone, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and then it's like, oh, it's Vash, and then Vash is like, no, it's not me, it's my brother, I don't really like him, and
Hmm.
it doesn't really go much further than that. But then, like, when he hears that piano and has the proper, oh my god, why isn't everyone running? You should be running now. Everyone should be running.
Hmm.
Is really awesome. It just is so good. Really, really enjoyed this one.
Yeah. I'm sure E.G. Balmer was in the original too.
I was gonna ask, like, again, my memory of the original is like really not as good as it should be. But I was gonna say he seems familiar.
Yeah, I think he is. Let's try to work out what he was, because
Yeah.
I know there was like an episode later on where he fights a Ronin guy and some other guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it was that bit,
Mm.
um, or if it was one of the earlier episodes. What was, maybe
Eh.
maybe it was the weird train car one, but no, that was people hijacking it. I think, but he wasn't E.G. Bomber. He was actually an alright guy. That's sort
Not the
of.
teddy bear bomber.
No, not David Power. He just basically got entirely ignored in that whole episode.
Oh, I love that. I love that things. I love that episode so much.
Andy.
Uh,
Fucking
so
Andy.
good.
And
So
then,
funny.
then oh man, Spike then actually, you know what? It's alright.
After all this.
Yeah.
Ah, gold.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have reached the end of another episode of Who's That Anime, which is an anime podcast, as we had to outline at the start of this episode after we rambled on about games for a little
Yep.
while. But we can be found at our home, anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. And also downloaded anywhere where you can download podcasts or use an RSS feed. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast. I think we got Amazon Music now, all like just everywhere. It's
Oh.
available wherever you can get it. We're we're
Ah.
we're all we're in all those places. We also have a Facebook group that is
Mhm.
facebook.com/who's that anime.
Mhm.
We just post when the latest episodes go live and the occasional anime meme. We have a Discord where the link for that is in the show notes. Colin, who painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes, releasing them now on the same day as the podcast goes live too.
Mhm.
You can find those by going to youtube.com and searching for the channel Who's That Anime, which actually I went in and changed our name. So
Oh.
if you just search for at Who's That Anime,
Uh-huh.
you should be able to find. In fact, I think we even have a customized URL now. I think to a degree.
Oh yeah, because of the ads.
Yeah, so we'll need to look into that. But yeah, you can find us by just going to the channel search and looking for Who's That Anime.
Nice.
Colin and I also like to play video games sometimes. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. You can find archives for all of the content from both of those channels on YouTube too, if you search for the channels Couchfuel and Hail Payman. And that's about it.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That is it.
We'll be back to talk about episode 4.
Yeah, next week. Same anime time, same anime place, same anime.
Same anime. I am
Same.
very excited for the next one, I have to say.
Yeah, it should be fun. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet, so
No, it's going places. Definitely feels like it's going places.
it's definitely going to a place. July, apparently.
Yeah, that is true. Same, yeah, same anime place, same anime time, different anime city.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, that reminds me of an anime I should get you to watch for this.
Okay.
I think it'd be good.
Okay.
Kuno. Can't remember what it's called. It was on thingy. Kuno no Kuni. Kuniko. That's guessing. To the search.
Kuno no Kuni?
I don't think it's that.
There's Nino Kuni.
It's definitely not that.
It's not Euro no Kuni.
Euro no Kuni? No, I don't think so.
No.
I probably get it wrong.
You can figure that out, right?
Yeah, I'll send you the link later.
Nice.
Another anime to put in our many lists of anime that we need to watch.
So many.
It's
gonna be a lifelong journey to get to the end of it, I think.
Do we actually have a list?
A mental list, I definitely have.
Well, that's no good.
No, I mean, we've heard what my mental capacity is like. Maybe we should have a list.
I mean, my mental capacity is pretty low. Yeah, I think we should get a list, and then instead of like just randomly doing the thing, we're going to do this. We can maybe do a weird animated random generated thing.
Oh, just choose it at random.
Yeah, and then
I have the perfect way for us to do this.
Is it writing on a bit of paper and sticking it in a hat?
Oh no, that won't work actually. There's a great Letterboxd, which is a good way to have your lists of movies. There's a guy who's created put in your playlist URL into this generator, and it just chooses one of the things at random.
All right, okay.
Which would have been good. Maybe we can just find a random generator to work with. I'm sure it'll work just fine.
Yeah, I remember creating one years ago.
Ah, there you go.
When I was on the old white desk at the old work. When I had plenty of time between calls to
do anything else.
So much so that I got complaints from writing basically what was it Lights Out basically game where you had to like change the color of all the squares. Well, that was just quite good. That was only like a piss out. It was like a generated table. Anyway, we were saying out like
we're gone
10 minutes ago.
We'll see you next week.
Maybe continue that story later. Right?
Maybe. Bye, folks.
Bye.